8.5 is partial fractions. Okay. Cover this in pre-cal. If maybe you did, I don't even remember, but let's go over it. What is a partial fraction? So here, when you have a polynomial, you're going to factor the polynomial. It's going to be in the denominator. We're going to factor it. So just like in this case, if in the denominator you have a linear, you're going to have just a in the numerator. If in the denominator you have a quadratic, then you'll have a linear, an mx plus b, like a linear equation on the numerator, okay? For example, here, if you have x plus 1 squared, you're going to write it once, and then you're going to write it squared. Okay, if it repeats, you write it once. Let's say the exponent was 3. You would have done x plus 1 squared, and then x plus 1 to the third power. Okay, so let's get started with the examples. I know this one's only to decompose the fraction. I'm going to modify it a little bit. I'm going to do the integral of 1 over x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay, I'm going to do the integral so you guys can see what does it look like. So, up. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to factor the denominator. Okay, so what do numbers multiply 6? Now when I add it, I get negative 5. Well, it's going to be x minus 3 and x minus 2. Okay, these two are linear. So we're going to be a over x minus 3 plus b over x minus 2. Okay, in order to add fractions, we need to have common denominator. So x minus 3 will be missing the x minus 2, and the b will be missing the x minus 3. Okay, so that we have common denominator. I guess I'll get x minus 2 and then x minus 3, and then we have common denominator. What I care about is the numerator. Okay, I care about the numerator. I'm going to distribute the a, so I'm going to have ax minus 2a plus bx minus 3b. My denominator is this, which is this. Okay, again, I care about the numerator. I'm going to group my x's. It's going to be ax plus bx. Okay, I'm going to factor out the x. That means I have a plus b. I'm going to get the a plus b, and then I'm going to look at the numerator. Is there any x's in the numerator? There's no x's in the numerator. So for this one, for the x's, I'm going to put a 0. Now I'm going to continue with the numbers. I have negative 2a minus 3b. I'm going to go up here. Do I have numbers? Yes, I have the number 1. So I'm going to equal this to a 1. Okay. I like having them together, arranging them. Okay, so now we have system of equations. I'm going to multiply the numerator by 2. Okay, so I'm going to have 2a plus 2b equals 0. 2 times 0. I'm going to rewrite the second one. That cancels. That gives me negative 1b equal to 1. I divide by negative 1, so I get the b is equal to negative 1. I'm going to use this one right here, the original, and if I plug in negative 1, a minus 1 equals 0. That means that a equals 1. Okay, so then, what do I need to integrate? I go back, I need to integrate instead of a, I'm going to have 1. So it's going to be 1 over x minus 3 plus, there's a b is a negative 1, over x minus 2 and dx. Okay, so when you have something like this, it's like 1 over u, and the integral of 1 over u will be natural log. So the integral of this would be natural log of x minus 2. There's a negative one right here, so it's going to be negative natural log of x minus 2 plus c. And that will be my integral. Okay, let's do another one. This is the next example I want to do. So we got to make sure that we have the denominator completely factored. Even though it looks like factored, it's not completely factored. From the denominator, from this term here, we can still factor in x. So it's completely factored when we do x, and then x minus 1, x squared plus 4. This one cannot be factored. The second term cannot be factored. Okay? So now, this is linear. So it's going to be a over x. This one's linear. B, x minus 1. This one's quadratic. So it's going to be linear on the top. I use A, I use B, so I'm going to do CX plus D. Okay? Remember that the next step is that you want to add the fractions. What is this one missing? Okay, well, the A will be missing this one and this one. Okay? So it will be A is missing the x minus 1 and is missing the x squared plus 4. What is the B missing? Well, it's over the x minus 1. It'll be missing the x and it's missing the x squared plus 4. What is the CX plus D missing? Well, it's missing the x and it's missing the x minus 1. Okay? From here on, it's simplification. I need to distribute everything, okay? I'm going to distribute. First, here, I'm going to distribute the A. AX minus x squared plus 4. I'm going to distribute the AX, okay? AX times x squared, AX cubed. AX times 4, 4AX. Negative A times x squared, negative AX squared. Negative A times 4, negative 4A. I'm going to distribute the BX into this term right here. It's going to become BX cubed plus 4BX. Okay? This one up here, I'm going to distribute the x first. So I'm going to have CX plus D, x squared minus A. Okay? I hope it fits. If not, I'll just write it on the bottom. So we're in this one and this one. So it's going to be CX cubed minus BX squared plus DX squared minus DX. It almost fit me, okay? Now, what are we going to do? We're going to put the x cubes, x squares, x and numbers, okay? That's the first thing we're going to do. So I'm going to focus on the cubes. AX cubed plus BX cubed plus CX cubed. And there's no more cubes. So from here I get that A plus B plus C. Now look at the numerator. Do I have an x cubed? I do. What is the number in the front? What is the coefficient? A 2. So this numbers must equal to 2. Now, let's look at the squares. Negative AX squared. Negative CX squared plus BX squared. Let's look at the letters. Negative A minus C plus D. Look at the top. Is there any x squares? No, there's no x squares. There's one 0. X value 4AX plus 4BX minus DX. 4A plus 4B minus D equals to the top. Here's a negative 8. That's my numbers. Oh, no, sorry, they're x. Sorry, I was looking at my x. My x's is negative 4. 4. The only thing I haven't crossed out would be negative 4a. This is my constant, my numbers, and this is negative 8. This one's negative 8. So from here, I can divide by negative 4, and a will be 2. So we got 8. Ooh. So now, I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to plug in 2. And I'm going to get a new equation, okay? So here, if I plug in 2 for a and subtract 2, I'm going to get b plus c equals 0, okay? When I plug in 2 here, I'm going to get negative 2. When I add it, I'm going to get negative c plus c equals 2. Positive 2 because I added. Positive 2 added. Then if I plug in 2 here, that becomes 8. I need to subtract 8. When I subtract 8 from 4, negative 4 becomes 12. Okay, becomes 12. Okay, I'm going to rewrite it a little bit because it was too messy there. B plus C equals 0. Negative C plus D equals 2. For B minus D equals negative 12. Okay? I gotta do some substitution. Okay, I'm going to use this one. Doesn't really matter which one you do. Here I'm going to add the C. So D is going to be equal to 2 plus C. I want to get rid of the D. Okay, so I'm going to go to this one, and instead of D, I'm going to plug in this right here. I get 4b minus 2c equal to 12. 4b minus 2 minus c equals negative 12. I'm going to add 2. 4b minus c will be equal to negative 10. From here, I'm going to get my top equation and this middle equation, and I'm going to align them. 4b minus c equals negative 10. Those two cancel. 5b equals negative 10. Divide by 5. I get b to be negative 2. I plug in this one into the original b plus c equals 0, or into this one here. b plus c equals 0, b is negative 2. When I add it, I get the c is equal to positive 2. I got a, I got b, I got c, I am missing d, but I have this equation right here. b is equal to 2 plus c is 2, so d will be 4. Okay, I'm going to plug it in I'm going to plug in my A, B, C, D into this one right here. Okay, give me a second to write it. Okay, so this is A, B, C, D. For this one, it will make a U substitution. That U is the x, derivative of that would just be 1 dx. But we have the 2, we bring the 2 out, so it's going to be natural log of U. Okay, so similar to that one. So this one, I separated. This one, you can separate them. As you can see, I make U be my denominator. My derivative is a 2x on the top. So then again, natural log. For this one, we're going to use this x function, this integral in the denominator. Use a, u, and plug it into the function. What is my final integral? What would be my final answer? Final answer, 2 natural logarithm of x minus 2 natural logarithm of x minus 1 plus natural log of x squared plus 4 plus 2 arctangent of x over 2 plus 3. And that's it for today.